the Korean won retraced a lot of losses. So that means that institutions are working, parliaments are working hard. Obviously, as you know, that martial law hasn't been introduced since 1979 and is seen as deeply negative. So the reverse of it is positive. However, introduced a lot of uncertainty, political uncertainty moving forward, particularly the future of President Yoon, this is seen as a very, very poor decision, and it's not a positive time for South Korea, right? The memory chip cycle is on a downturn. As you can see, that the October export is in contraction. The BOK had to cut rates. Domestic demand is rather weak. So we really need a strong government to have a budget that is fiscally supportive, not just for the short term, but longer term, to deal with a lot of challenges coming from not just China, but also potentially tariffs.
Exactly. I wanted to talk about that. That could be if Trump goes fully fledged with tariffs on the rest of the world as well as China. How much of a body blow is that going to be? And where have you got headline growth, Trin, for South Korea in 2025?
Well, we don't think that there will be tariffs on South Korea because it has an FTA with the U.S. We do think that there's a risk for the IRA, for example. South Korea has been a key beneficiary of U.S.-China tensions with better access to U.S. markets. And as a result, it also has better access via industrial policy because it favors allies. So it's deployed significant capital in the U.S., right, from semiconductor to EV to renewables. Now, that is a big question mark. The second question mark is if there is substantial tariffs on China, while Korean firms have better market access to the U.S., it faces a potentially depreciated yuan, which it has to be kept up with to be competitive. The second thing is, as China has deflated PPI and a depreciated yuan, its pricing power increases. You can see that already South Korea has a trade deficit with China and traditionally has a trade surplus. And so it's importing more intermediates into areas where South Korea traditionally would be competitive. So I do think that this China trying to fight against the grain via devaluation of the yuan is going to negatively impact South Korea onshore and also in its third market where it competes in the likes of South Korea, in Southeast Asia, for example, where it faces a very cheap Chinese goods.